What's up, everybody? You're watching and listening to AfterBuzz TV's Bring It After Show. On tonight's episode, we're talking all things Battle Royale, so stay tuned.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz
begin. Do you want a revolution? Do you want a revolution?
I do.
Welcome, everybody. Yes, had to put a little hum into that. You see that? Gospel song got me singing. Go Tamera, go Tamera. Hey everybody, how are you guys doing? How are you feeling? You are watching AfterBuzz TV's After Show for Bring It. On tonight's episode, we are talking all things Battle Royale and a little bit of Coach D going off on Laurieann. Yeah, you guys gotta stay tuned for that. And tonight it is the season finale. Oh my gosh, but we have great news at the end to see what's happening next season. But before we get into all of that, I am one of your hosts here, Howard III. I am with my favorite co-host here, Tamera.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah. Hey, Howard.
Hi.
They must have been wondering where we were last week.
I know. We took a little time off. I went on a little bit of vacation, if anybody cares. Went out of the country, because I'm international.
Woo!
like Coach D's thing.
International Man of Mystery.
Ooh. Kind of like Coach D, how she took us to Egypt.
Oh, yeah.
Right? The whole Egyptian thing. I was like, okay, all right. So, all things Battle Royale tonight. It was great. I mean, we're doing the Clash of the Titans. It's our last episode, episode 13, season finale. And I personally loved it. I mean, starting off, we saw that Coach D was doing the most, where she had Christiana and Michaela be both of the Cleopatras in this theme. And then she wanted to assign all of her seniors that were leaving, they get a little part in this whole creative dance.
Yeah.
And, at first I was like, Coach D, she likes to do a lot. Even when it's not the Battle Royale, it's a bit much. I said, do all of the seniors need their own little team? Did you think it was too much a little bit? I mean,
I thought it was probably good, like a useful use of time for Battle Royale. It's just so weird how, I feel like in the early days, they were talking about Battle Royale for 6 episodes. Gotta get ready for Battle Royale. Gotta get ready for Battle Royale. It's all the best teams in the South. The best teams come together for Battle Royale.
Yeah.
And then this time, it's like the previous episode's like, okay, well, it's Battle Royale next week.
I know.
So I am glad that they put, that much effort into it and still put on a huge show. And I was going to say this last week. I was like, it's been a while since we've seen Miss D dance. We never see her dance anymore.
That's true.
So I forgot to say that out loud. I thought it in my head. And so I'm glad it came to fruition.
I know. She was out there killing it, of course, like she always does. So in this one, on the Battle Royale, they were facing teams ABM, who we haven't seen before. So we haven't seen them, right? ABM Dance?
I don't know. They might have been. I think they might have been once, like one of those smaller.
You're right.
They're from Baltimore.
Beat them once. I do remember.
They're from Baltimore, so they're one of those teams that it's like a special, like any team outside of the South, it's kind of like a special appearance.
Ooh, I love that. So ABM, Prancing Tigerettes, which is one of our other faves, Explosive Dance Team, and Jewels of, is it Distinction?
Distinction. Jewels of Distinction.
I love that. And I don't know if there were other teams there that we just didn't see on camera, because usually with Battle Royale, it's a bunch of teams. I mean, I remember last time that the Divas of Compton were there, and we didn't see the Divas of Olive Branch. Neva, where you at?
They were probably part of it, but not featured on camera, just to give everyone. They're really pushing the Prancing Tigerettes this year, and Quincy. Yeah, I think Quincy's got a spin-off show coming up. Maybe that's why.
I was just thinking that because he's really good. I like Quincy. I think he's entertaining.
Yeah, he's very likable. I want to know more about him. I like his team. He's so precise,
Right, yeah. And we didn't see Black Ice. Some of our favorites. I wonder if Quincy's getting this spinoff. And where is Tyrus?
I know, right?
He needs a
Nobody
spinoff.
misses him more than me. Tyrus needs a spinoff for sure. Tyrus, I mean,
Excuse me.
why is somebody not putting him on, what's the makeup show? Is it Skin Wars or is it?
I think that's it.
Yeah, or there's probably a few, but like he needs to get on one of the makeup. Tyrus, I can't handle your career for you. You're gonna have to, I don't know, reach out to an agent. Well, you
Somebody,
know, listen, send me a message. I'll give you some tips.
Just DM, you know.
I'm a fan. You know, I want to see you. I want to see you on other shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of other shows, hey, AfterBuzzers, our network producers after shows for nearly all of your favorite TV shows, from dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and more. There is no network that works harder to service television fans. That's true, but we need your help. So we're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that's tailored to made for you, and you'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow. And if you're worried about those pesky notifications, don't be, because they're optional. Oh, I love that. So hit that subscribe button down below. I know some of you have, and I love that. And check out some of our other YouTube channels that we have here on AfterBuzz. I mean, we have Jersey Shore, Teen Mom. I mean, anything you can think of, we have right here. So let us know that you did subscribe down below in the comments, and we'll thank you on air. You know, we did that a little while ago. So hey, y'all.
Hey.
But for now, thanks for being the best fans and for helping us be the ESPN of TV talk.
Yay.
Love that. Yeah, but I would have really loved to see some of our other favorite teams be at Battle Royale. You know, okay, they're probably there, just not a lot of camera time for everybody.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I wish that the show wasn't quite so staged, so you know, because I would like to see more of the reality of what the competition, how many teams actually are there, you know, are there like brackets and eliminations and things like that?
Definitely. Well, I do like the whole preparation for leading up to Battle Royale. I mean, we saw in tonight's episode that Coach D was really in her creative dance. She was just taking it on all levels. You know, she even got a camel. I said, okay.
Where do you get in Mississippi, where do you get a camel? I don't know why I just about thought, where in Mississippi? Like, where in Los Angeles? Like, I couldn't produce a camel right now.
Exactly.
But I said that, where in Mississippi, as if I could, as if I know a guy.
Coach D, I guess, needs somebody.
Miss D knows somebody. Dial a camel.
Exactly. Like, she was just like, okay, what's going on? Can I get this camel for a day? Like, and they just said, sure. Might as well.
Have you ever ridden one?
No.
Me neither. It looks like it's hard to do.
though.
I've seen photos of it done. Well, you know, it's like you have to sit on its neck or something like that, because it's got, like, you know, you can't sit on the hump. So I don't know.
I thought they did sit on the hump.
Do they sit on the hump?
You know what? Don't ask us. We're not the camel experts.
Don't ask me about camel maintenance. Look, I pretend I know a lot about camel. I know nothing.
We don't know. I mean, one thing we do know, it was a lot going on in practice. And I love how Coach D, she put both Micaiah and Christiana as Cleopatra so she can keep an eye on them. At first, I was like, I don't know, like, that'd be a little difficult. But then I was like, well, if this will help you narrow down who might be the captain, then might as well.
Yeah.
And then she also put Jaylene as one of the leads,
As
too.
Nefertiti, yeah, that was because of her tumbling skills. And man, that girl's got mad tumbling skills. Just the little clips of her doing like the sharp leaps over other people. She's a very impressive dancer. And I thought it was gonna go. Thought it was gonna be that thing where it's because she mentioned Jaylene first when she was handing out the parts, and I thought all the other moms were gonna be like, "What? Why does she get whatever?" But they didn't go into that thing.
Right, like they've just been more relaxed. And low-key, it seems like Jaylene's been getting a lot of solos lately. I don't know. I mean, to me this season, she's been getting a little bit more than usual.
Yeah. Well, I think with Cameron and Faith leaving, she's lacking like the trained the dancers that are like a little bit more versatile in their dance skills. So maybe she's really trying to like get Jaylene used to performing so that next year and the following years, you know, she can really utilize her more.
That's very true.
That'd be my guess.
Yeah. Yeah, because where are we going to get our lyrical unless we have other girls, too? Maybe she'll introduce us to a whole, you know, new cast. We'll save that for predictions, though. But, yeah, I mean, practice looks like it was going great. Even Coach D brought in the baby dolls. And, of course, the DDPs were nervous because they said, is this too many people on the floor? Which, you know, sometimes
That's how you feel.
That's how I always feel. Is it too much? Even the DDPs were saying, like, sometimes you can't focus your eye on everybody.
Yeah.
And it just looked like it was a bunch of people in the practice studio. I said, okay, you know, the baby dolls, I like seeing them. They add, you know, that cute touch to it. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, I'm not too mad, but it was a lot of girls.
Yeah. Yeah, they had a like brief little clip of Half Pint. She did a little testimonial, but then, yeah, it's kind of strange when they do that and they just don't. I mean, then they completely you don't see her for the rest of the time. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, it wasn't too much going on with practice. I mean, all the drama was at the Battle Royale.
Yeah.
I mean.
Well, and Selena's back though, and
yeah.
Yeah, and they said that she's doing okay now, but they didn't really go too deep into like was there a diagnosis or anything like that.
Yeah. Maybe HIPAA, you know, or she just doesn't really want to explain
Make it
like
public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish she would, low-key, so we would know what's going on.
Yeah.
But at least she's taking her medication. You know, she's staying on top of her doctor's appointments, so that's always good.
And went since she was afraid to like actually go and find out anything.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the twins were there. The twins were there in the whole thing. So you know, they're back from their band, their hiatus or whatever.
Oh right, yeah. They came back. I think last week before. Somewhere in there. But yeah, I'm happy, you know, the twins back. And, you know, I think it's Sky who's on the actual stand battle team now. I think it's Sky. So she's out there kicking butt. But at the Battle Royale, I mean, everybody came out to play. Of course, ABM Dance, they were up first, and they had a Candy Crush theme. And they came out with bright colors, and everybody was just all over the place. But
Super
it was
cute.
so great.
Super cute.
Loved it. I also loved seeing the judges, Laurieann Gibson, who I absolutely love. And then we saw one new one, and then one we've seen regularly. But I didn't mind it.
Yeah.
I didn't mind that they threw in one because at least it's just one who still knows the teams. The other two are fresh eyes. They kind of like, okay, they judge kind of differently.
Yeah.
And how did you feel about Laurieann giving feedback to like each team? Each team when they perform, Laurieann would give like a little feedback.
Yeah, Laurieann seems like she's a really strong personality because I was familiar with her already because I was also on the Dance Moms panel here at AfterBuzz TV, and Laurieann filled in on Dance Moms because Abby Lee Miller went to jail, and so Laurieann Gibson filled in on Dance Moms for a while, and she ended up like she would, you know, yell at the girls that they weren't listening to her and having the she seems like a strong personality. Like I bet, you know, she's very good at what she does.
Yeah.
But I bet, you know, she seems like a person where you can easily butt heads with her here and there. Such as we saw today in this episode or last week in this episode. So yeah, I was happy to see her. I'm curious if Lifetime, you know, using her on Dance Moms, using her on Bring It. She has made appearances on a few other reality shows.
And she had her own show on Lifetime.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
What was her show?
Hers was just following dance. I think it was like Laurieann in the Spotlight or something like that. She had her own like very quick 8 episodes, maybe 9 episodes on Lifetime.
Okay. Well, yeah.
They like her.
They do like her. Lifetime really likes her, yeah.
I like her too, you know. I was introduced to her through Making the Band when she was on there with Danny DeCane and Diddy. So I was like, okay, you know.
She's everywhere.
She is. She sure is. But
she needs to give Tyrus some tips on how to get his brand out there.
I know.
Hell, she needs to give me some tips on how to get my brand out there.
But Laurieann, I mean, I actually appreciated her giving the little feedback, like after every performance. You know, maybe the teams could have went back and been like, okay, so when the stand battle comes, maybe we could do it like this. I mean, she did give us this little feedback, so I liked it.
It's kind of like, you know, majorette dancing is kind of like what punk rock is to rock music, is that in the nature of it, it's just a little like dirtier. I don't mean sexually, but it's like it's meant to not be as tight as clean. So like when Laurieann is giving, you know, notes of like, you guys need to be sharper, you guys need to do this. Yeah, that's true. Like teams can always be sharper. They can have a little bit more technique, but it's also kind of like, well, that's kind of what makes majorette is that it's just a little bit harder. It's harder and a little bit more powerful, and the power comes from just a little bit of you know, letting technique go by the wayside just slightly, just in order to have more power, you know?
Right, yeah.
So, you know, even her notes are valid, but it's also just kind of like, this isn't your genre, so cut it some slack, you know?
Yeah, it's not your world. You're just stepping in here. I mean, it's dance, but, you know, different type of dance.
Yeah.
So then we also saw Explosive. For their creative, they brought out pom-poms, and they were all, you know, just jumping around, and it was pretty cute. I love that.
Oh, Explosive was my favorite because it was the gospel one.
Oh, yeah. Was that the gospel?
Uh-huh. Explosive was the gospel one. I wish they showed it for like 5 seconds. I really wanted to see more of that one. I felt like this was well-timed. Had this not been, you know, like we've mentioned before, the screwiness in the season, these episodes were supposed to air earlier in the year when the seniors were still, you know, these were supposed to air like back in April or something, I think.
Right.
But something about them doing the gospel thing, it could be tied into, you know, Aretha Franklin's passing or something like that. So I feel like that they had these episodes aired now when intended to be aired now when they actually are airing, they might have done some little tie-in or something like that, so where we could have seen more of that dance, because we saw so little of it. I was just like, I loved that one. I liked that one better than the Candy Crush one. Yeah, although the Arabic dance and the African dance were really great too. So
and the Dreamgirls one from the Jewels dance, that was great. You know, that was cute. I love that. And then, of course, here come our girls, the dolls. Coach D riding in on this camel. I was like, wow.
Whoa! Haven't seen her in a while. Out on the floor.
She looked great. The only note I put in there is that the costume was too tight on her neck. It was so bunched up where everything kind of just like smushed in together. Like up in her like chest area and shoulders area. I was like, ooh, you know, they should fix that. But other than that, it was great. You know, she came in, she got off, she danced, she was giving us everything, and even did her death drop.
Yes.
Her famous death drop.
I can't believe she can do that still.
Right.
Yep.
Loved it. I mean, each, the seniors, they got their own little, you know, highlight.
Solos,
their little solos. Jaylene was doing great. Makaya, Christiana, they did great too. I loved how the baby dolls popped up from the judges table because they were little mummies and they were trying to scare the judges.
That's cute.
I loved that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I thought it was really good, even with all the people on the floor. I really liked it. I enjoyed it. But Laurieann, for some reason said it was too long, and actually had said that they're weak, that the dolls were weak.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she said it just wasn't for her. I was like, wow. So, you know, that rubbed Coach D wrong, the wrong way, which it should.
Yeah. Well, because it's not like they can't, you know, she can obviously criticize, but that's just strange. Those criticisms don't make sense.
Right. And that's what Coach T was saying. She's like, it's not, you don't even know.
How can
like,
you say they're not powerful?
Exactly. Like, the dolls have never been called weak. I'll tell you that one. But she also said that she went over on time, and the rule is if you go over the 25 minutes, they deduct points. Each, a point.
25 minutes.
I know, that's long in general.
I love watching dance. I don't think I could watch a dance for 25 minutes. That's like watching a whole show.
That's what I said. I'm like, even when Coach D was doing it in practice, she was like, oh, it's 25 minutes and 40 seconds. And if you go over a minute over, so she was like, as soon as I hit 26, they'll deduct me. But she said, Coach D said she was right at like 25 minutes and 40 seconds.
Wow.
Laurieann said, girl, you're way over that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
First and foremost, J Fever, we need to take this down. Give us like 15 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, especially we've already got 4 teams, and there's probably more than that. So what, will you go to watch one of these competitions? What are you there, 6 hours or something?
So true.
You know?
Yeah.
Like even I couldn't sit through that.
It's like literally a whole day thing.
Yeah.
Wow. But yeah, so Coach D was worked up about that. She went to the back to talk to her girls, let them know, like, just because you're Laurieann Gibson, it doesn't mean anything. I'm going to go out there and go talk to her. And she sure did. Coach D came out, and Laurieann, the only thing that kind of, rubbed me the wrong way is Laurieann was like, well, when I was working with Diddy and French Montana, you have to beat 3 minutes and 30 seconds, or 3 minutes and 30 whatever. Like, you had to be to that T. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, girl, you didn't have to name drop. We already know who you are, Laurieann.
Yeah, we know your resume. I guess it took a lot of restraint for her not to mention Beyonce.
I know.
I said it's last time. I'm most impressed by the fact that she was a fly girl in the 90s on In Living Color. Mm-hmm. I think that's the with J-Lo.
Right.
Probably the most famous fly girl was J-Lo, and then Rosie Perez, who oh my God, I wanted to be Rosie Perez when I was a child. She was the coolest.
She still is. I love her accent and all.
Yes. What's that show that she was on? Search Party on TBS. Rosie Perez. Did you watch that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, she was great. She played she played this like insane lady. She was crazy. She was so great on it. Yeah. Okay, Rosie. I love Rosie Perez. Anyway.
A shout out to you, Rosie.
A lot of you kids
watching
out there might not know who Rosie is. I don't know.
But yeah, so even Coach T went out there, spoke to her. Laurieann was like, oh, I was doing this, I was doing that. And Coach T said, well, I've been doing this for 17 years. So you need to know that Majorette, we do a little extra. I don't know how the judging went. Coach T said it went from the time she pressed play on the music, that's when it's supposed to start. But Laurieann said the time you come out there on that camel and you hit the floor, that's when it starts. So I don't know. But Coach T said, JP, but I wasn't over. So don't deduct me. Guess we'll never really know, huh?
Yeah.
But then right after them, the Prancing Tigerettes went on, and I said they look great. I love the little tiger costumes.
Yeah.
Blue, white.
Yeah, that was the one. This was weird. So I loved the dance and the concept, the African theme. That was really great. But then when they're done, Laurieann said the weirdest thing. Did that strike you?
Oh,
you know
yes. It was shade.
She goes, I would be a kitty cat in your jungle any day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was weird,
Doesn't that sound dirty? Like, that sounds so... I was like, ugh. Like, what do you... That was such a bizarre line.
It was. Especially for little girls. I was like, girl.
She said, I would be a kitty cat in your jungle. What? Stop it.
Well, as you talk about the line when she was like, you didn't go over, everything was good. I was like, oh, that's definitely shade. Definitely shade. But yeah, so they went it on, and now it's time for stand battle. And of course, that's one of my faves. I love stand battle. And ABM went out there, and they were killing it. They were a good team to me right out the gate. But just the dolls, this is what they do. I loved how Micaiah and Christiana took turns throwing the stands.
Yeah.
Because they both can lead, I love that.
Yeah.
So they ended up winning the first round. great. You know, they beat the other two teams. Now it's time for the second round, where it's the Dolls versus the Prancing Tigerettes. It's like the whole build up to them facing off again. Quincy's talking smack, Coach D's talking smack, and it's time for them to dance. And we see Cameron leading, you know, for the last time.
Very last, and they have a testimonial of Faith going, "This is our last stand battle ever at a battle royale." I like Faith. She's
like Faith
great,
too.
but I'm glad I'm not going to see any more testimonials of Faith. She drives me a little crazy in those. I love da 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 da.
Love you, Faith girl. Wonder if she went to Atlanta.
Poor Faith, from the time she got on the show, I feel like I've had the most like criticism of Faith, and it's always like, I love Faith, but I don't know why.
Yeah. I wonder if she went to the ATL. I can see it there. But, so they did their whole stand battle. Both teams did great, of course. I mean, Cameron is just a natural born leader. It's great watching her lead the team. Then it's time for the awards, and it was a shocker for stand battle. We saw that the Tigerettes ended up taking first place. I was shocked. I mean, both teams did great, but I didn't really see the Tigerettes coming in first because, you know, the Dolls, like, it's Cameron. It's our original girls, you know. To me, they did have a few extra girls, so maybe that's why it kind of went a little different, because it wasn't the usual maybe like 8 or 9. It was a few more girls on this stand battle, on the battle squad. Yeah. It was like 2 rows, which Loki could have been in 3. So I don't know why Coach D did that, but
yeah.
But, and then, even Coach D was mad. She called BS on that decision. She was going off, of course. And then for creative and overall Battle Royale, we saw it was the Dolls.
Yeah, that actually surprised me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you think they were going to win?
I didn't, because when Explosive came in second, and then the shady comment from Laurieann, I was like, no, the Dolls. Even Coach D was like, I don't see them happening.
Yeah.
I didn't see it happening either, because it was so much going against them.
Yeah.
But they ended up taking it.
Yeah.
Who
knew?
Low-key, the Tigerettes, though.
I know.
The creative was good.
And I liked Explosive. I probably would have went with, I want to say Explosive, but because we didn't see enough of that dance, I can't say. So it probably would have been Tigerettes and Explosive in second, like it was. Yeah. Anyway, I just liked their themes a little bit better.
Yeah. I loved the whole camel thing, but I was like, okay. Overall, all right. So we saw, the girls loved that, and Coach D was shocked. We were all shocked. So then they ended up going back to, backstage, the holding area, and it's finally time for Coach D to say who the captain is. She asked both Micaiah and Christiana, do you think you should be captain? Both girls said yes. Coach D said, I think the same thing. So you're both going to be captain.
Yeah.
Woo! Captain and co-captain.
I don't know why I didn't think of that. Of course that's what was going to happen.
I know, because she hasn't done that in a while.
Yeah.
So we were kind of
Our last panel, we asked each other who you want to predict who it's going to be, and I don't know why I didn't even think, of course it was going to be both of them.
Exactly. I didn't even think that either. Because we haven't seen a co-captain in a while.
Yeah.
So look at them. Both girls leading the team.
Oh, I did think of a little piece of news. I'm sure anybody out there already knows about it, because it's not that well.
AfterBuzz TV News.
It's nothing to, if you follow their Instagrams, you already know. But because it's September, so Cameron and Michaela are away at college, and so Cameron's at Southern University, and she's on the Dancing Dolls. So Miss D's been posting photos of her on the Dancing Dolls of Southern University, and Michaela is a dancing Jayzette, and that so there's been a few pictures of her too, and I don't know where Faith is. So if anybody out there knows what's going on with Faith, please share with us. But yeah, it's great to see them continuing on in the world of majorette at college.
You go ahead, girls. We're proud of you. We support you. And then, overall good season finale. still kind of mad that they just broke the season in the middle, didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Still a little bit mad.
I feel like
they
that was a surprise for
split it
them
up.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no more surprises like that lifetime. I do want to get a little bit into predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
It gets me every time. Never gets old.
I know. So, at least Lifetime did let us know there is going to be a new season 6. It's coming in January, so we don't have to wait too long.
Back to normal. Just like,
normal.
you know, this season 5 started in January of this year. So season 6, we'll see if they split up the season like they did in 2017 or it's 2018. What year is it?
2019.
Yeah, so we'll see if I hope they don't split them up like this.
I hope they don't split it up either. To me, it just makes no sense. And you lose some of your viewership like that.
Yeah.
Especially if you just end it randomly and then just like, oh, I'm bringing it back. Like, okay, we need warnings.
Yeah.
Lifetime. But for the prediction for it to coming back, we saw a clip about what's going on. We did see that Coach D might bring in boys to join the team. So,
Be fun.
you know, I'm predicting she's gonna at least bring on like 2, maybe 3 boys. I don't think she's gonna bring, you know, a full truckload of boys, but just 2 or 3.
I don't remember the name. There was one guy that she used before. I believe he was from the Birmingham studio, even maybe. I don't remember. But yeah, I wonder who it'll be.
Yeah. And then we also see that I don't know if Mr. Tory is leaving, but she's bringing is it Markel?
Oh.
From the Birmingham studio. She's bringing the Birmingham that coach to be at the full Jackson studio. So I'm
Interesting.
predicting that maybe Mr. Tory is moving on to better and, you know, bigger and better things. He's just got to pop in like Kayla does here and there.
He's probably going to go to New York or LA. We're going to see him. I'm going to see him at Edge, you know.
Yeah. I definitely want a backstory, though. I need a backstory on what's going on there. And then, yeah. And then also just the captain and co-captain, they're going to just keep kicking butt. I think that Micaiah is going to step up a little bit more than Christiana. Just because Christiana's just so shy and quiet, I think she's going to step up just a bit more.
Okay. Yeah.
What about
I
you?
see that.
Any predictions?
I guess I predict that we'll see more of Jaylene step up. I predict that Princess will leave.
Really?
Yeah, because they were kind of talking about it, and she wasn't featured in this episode at all. So,
Ooh.
yeah, that would make sense to me.
I like that prediction.
Thank you.
Well, guys, let us know what you predict in those comments below. We want to thank you all for hanging out with us this whole season. Even in the mid-season break, you still came back with us. So we love you guys for that. Of course, leave us comments and give us 5 stars on iTunes. And leave those comments below on our YouTube page. Once again, I'm one of your hosts here, Howard III. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Howard III. And I also do Keep It Up with the Kardashians, which is on Sundays at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So make sure you guys tune into that.
And I am Tamera, and you can find me. You know what? Why don't you, if you like dancing, I've mentioned this before, I have a dance team. It's called Liquid Feet. Look us up on YouTube. It's very silly, very dorky. Check out Liquid Feet on YouTube. Check out some of our videos, like, subscribe, etc.
Yes, love that. Well, guys, we will see you later in January. Take care.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.